We do like a blog on this channel, so we're going to do another blog. It's Tuesday, I'm in the van, I'm having a cup of tea. Cheers everybody. Cheers. Just had an early lunch in between jobs. Whilst I was eating my lunch, and I do apologise about the bells. It's Tuesday. Bells practice, ringing thing. You can imagine. That looks really weird, doesn't it? Imagine there's someone going, or a group of people doing it. Anyway, yeah, whilst I was having my lunch, I was just watching the wildlife. Pigeons and the robins and the birds flying around. Listening to another video about freedom money. I was just sitting there thinking, oh man, I don't know about any of you guys, but one of the curses of this big learning curve of mine is that it teaches you so much about yourself. It teaches you, when you delve into the world of finance, you find so much. You find all sorts of narratives, you find all sorts of propaganda. You're constantly trying to pick your way through, well, who's telling the truth, who's not, why are they saying this, why are they saying that. But ultimately you do build a picture up over time. And then, for me personally, I take that experience and knowledge out into the real world, what I call the real world, and then you see a pattern, you see dots are joining, and then all of a sudden you're just in a world of, oh my good grief, what have we done? As human beings, what have we done? And obviously there's different things happening across the world, people experiencing stuff that I can't comprehend. Me in the UK, many of us can't comprehend, and sometimes when I compare what I witness on a day-to-day basis here and think what other people from different parts of the world witness, I do struggle and think, yeah, I'm quite willing to put up with the shenanigans of government, the shenanigans of finance systems. Because I'm comparing in my mind how horrible it must be to live in certain parts of the world. But that said, it doesn't mean to say in my world that I live in, albeit it may be thousands in comparison, thousands % better than other places, doesn't mean to say that we still can't feel like we should have a better life, or we can't sit there and say, yeah, I don't like that, that doesn't make sense, I really object to that, etc, etc, etc. So it's interesting. It's so funny. It's not funny sometimes. Sometimes we have to remind ourselves, yeah, we're lucky. But that said, We are entitled to learn and understand and make decisions. Had a wonderful chat last night with a YouTube creator. And I come off the chat and I thought to myself, oh great, isn't it nice to be able to have a proper discussion where we share ideas. There's a big age difference between us, but we both respect who we are and what we are, and it's so nice just to have that mind expanding chat where two people, in this case was two people, aren't going to judge each other. We're just going to learn from each other and learn from each other's perspective on life, swap ideas, challenge ideas. And it's quite interesting because a few people will say to me, oh, I so love the way you talk. Only a few. You really do seem to care about stuff. And I learned so much from interacting and listening to you, or your perspective on the way you put things across, which is great and tickles the ego. It's brilliant. Love it. It's really cool. It's really cool to know you can have some sort of value to somebody else. But at the same time, I said to that person, but you do the same for me too. Your perspective, your knowledge, your understanding, being able to sit there and listen to someone's views, to understand how they look at life generally, is such a big educational experience for me too. So that was quite powerful, and I thank that person. I'm not going to mention them, but I thank that person a lot for their time. We need to be really careful here. If we keep going forwards, striving for self-recognition, self-ownership. Not sure that's the right word. I like self-recognition. I'm right, you're wrong sort of stuff. My beliefs are more valid than your beliefs. I think we need to be very, very careful what we're doing here. Because at the end of the day, we're all the same. We're all trying to achieve the same sort of stuff. And I can't emphasize enough that the more you can spend time with people that will just sit and listen and share ideas, and come from truth, the more we've got a better chance of maybe changing ideas, communities, to help us all. In the future. And unfortunately, part of all that whole process will always be the money the money will always come up. And it drives me insane, but in a realizational way, that how it's just become the focal point of everything that we do. And that's sad, man. When you think back, if it is the case that once upon a time all that mattered, and it does to some people nowadays in certain parts of the world, all that matters is to survive, protect the group, protect the family, protect the community, strive, eat, sleep, reproduce, be at one with nature. What have we evolved in this part of the world? Now there's been a subsidiary factor sneak in over time, over a long time, and that's introducing money, a unit of exchange, into our everyday life, which probably at some point was really cool. Been blessed to witness that can be cool certain times of my life. But I honestly do sit there and sometimes think, wow, that was probably a really good idea at some point, and how the heck have we abused that? How have we now become, oh, I'm not sure I can have a family, I'm not sure I want to be part of a community, my home is my lock away, my hideaway, anything that happens outside my home, I'm alright, Jack. Spending most of our life chasing money, being tired, not being able to retire, worrying about retirement. Wow, what a full circle that's become. Is that the end of that particular thing? It's interesting, man. When you sit here, I'm sitting looking at my garden and I'm not living off of nature. The way I protect my family now, from a food reproduction point of view, is you've got to earn money. How many times have you heard you need money to survive? Isn't that crazy, man? What have we done? Now, the whole point of me talking like that is not to say, oh, money's bad. Money's not bad. The whole point of me is to maybe just expand someone that happens to be listening to actually look outside of the blinkered way of life that we live now. It's cool to have money, man. It creates smiles. It allows us to do things that put smiles on other people's faces. It's a good thing, right? Isn't that a good thing? It's a nice thing. Whereas I see so many people now miserable because they're working God knows how many hours for money. People finding themselves in circumstances where, I'm going to say it, people get themselves into a real sorry state mentally, and it can have catastrophic meaning to them. Is that money? Is that what money is? Is that what it was for? Is that what when the people invented this way of exchanging value? Is that what it was meant for? Where's it all come? It's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. Why does it have to divide people? Why does it have to cause devastation and destruction? In history, today, every day. My late mother used to say to me, Andrew, call me Andrew, money's the root of all evil. I mean, yeah, whatever. She's got a point. It's become that, maybe. It's always referred to in some of the films that it's a measurement of success. How many times do you listen to people say, you know, oh, he's really successful, look at what he's got. And it's reference to what money has bought and given that person, him, her, whoever. Is that what money was for? The dream. Six-figure salaries, big cars, exotic holidays, a boat, 3, 4 children, 2 children. Is that what money was invented for? Not sure about that one. That's what it's become. It's mad, man. But it is what it is. We are where we are. But the deep moral of me doing that and actually be able to just sit there and really think about it, purely because I have time to think about it. Most of us don't. Well, most of us do, but we're trapped. We're not allowing time to work for us so that we can think or have conversations with people. Just so we wake up a little bit and just understand a little bit about why we are where we are. Not blaming anybody. I don't blame anybody. The true power is recognizing it. And then from there, you can start to understand why sound money used to exist, why people talk about a neutral currency, and how that could be a good thing, and what could be needed. If we are going to reset everything, not us, although you have the power personally to do stuff yourself. So when people say, yeah, gold's a good thing, I think gold's a good thing to buy, or silver's a good thing to buy, or Bitcoin's a good thing to buy, all the core sound money stuff that's in our world today. You can see why it's sound. And why it's been used as sound money in the past. Bitcoin not yet, but I won't count it out at some point. You'll understand it more, you'll understand it better, you understand the ethics of what it means. Because maybe, just maybe, if different decisions were made in history by certain people at certain times and certain institutions, then just maybe I wouldn't be having this conversation right now. It's irrelevant, because I am. But hopefully, as we go through this turmoil and crazy times, and the powers to be, somebody somewhere, whether it's collectively, individually, will start to really realise and understand do we really want to be living like this in 10, 20, 2, 3, 4 generations time? I won't be here. My children will be here though. My grandchildren will be here. It's not doom and gloom, man. It's understanding, it's learning, it's being real, it's having reality checks up here in our heads. There you go. Be careful. Think, have good conversation, challenge conversation. Find people that are open to real talk, proper conversation. Allow yourself that time. Or don't, it's up to you. So there you go, that's a little bit of a reflection. And protect yourself, man. Work it out. Find yourself some time to really sit there and think about what's going on in your world. What do you see? What do you listen to? How many times in a day do you disassociate yourself with all the bullshit that we all talk about, me included? the run of the mill, the head in the sand stuff. Works. What have we done? Thank you. Another blog done. Sorry about the bells. Obviously meant to be today. Keep up the learning. Expand your mind. You're all precious. Love is king. All that stuff that I've always kept saying. Look after each other. God bless you all. See you soon. Bye.